On July 25th, 2007, I found out something that would have by far the greatest impact on my life. I would be sick all the time, rarely well enough to go to school. I would lose my hair and be forced to wear a mask to protect my weakened immune system. I would feel like an outcast wherever I went. I had just been diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, a cancer of the immune system. I was 13 years old and on my way to 8th grade. I couldn't understand why this disease had chosen me. I had never done anything wrong. I was always nice to everyone. I didn't deserve this. But then again, who does? Cancer is a devastating disease that leaves you with two choices: fight or die. A couple months after my diagnosis, I discovered something that would bring me to my lowest point. Cancer treatment causes the immune system to get weakened to the point that it can no longer fight off many common elements. Because of this, I came down with a horrible infection. The doctor said if I had to get surgery, they wouldn't go through with it because I only had a 5% chance to live. The infection lasted for about a month, and I couldn't eat anything the entire time. I was put on IV nutrition. I got tired of being sick, and at one point, I told my mom to let me go. I didn't want to fight anymore. She looked at me and told me that I had to keep fighting, that this would all be over before I knew it. She prayed so hard in those few weeks. I've never seen her this sad. I didn't even know what was going on. She kept it to herself because she wanted me to fight. She wanted me to think that it was a common illness and that it would be okay. She was so scared and didn't want to see me that way, but she stayed with me the whole time. I guess those prayers paid off. After my illness, I started to think about my mom praying for me, and I think of how I couldn't have made it through without her prayers and everyone else's. I realized that you don't just survive cancer and an illness when only given a 5% chance to live on your own. There has to be someone out there looking out for you and making miracles. For most people, they always say there is a sign that points you in the direction to God, to let you know that He is there, because believing in God requires faith. I was glad I found my sign. I started going to church and learning more. And don't get me wrong, I went to church before, but I was little and didn't understand anything. I am glad I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, because it changed my life, but in a good way. It gave me faith and hope. Thank you, God, for everything you have done for me.